Hi again, everybody. Bill Phillips here on a Wednesday for the 9-minute Phill-Up, which I don't think he's ever gone 9 minutes. It's never been short of 9 minutes. It's always been longer than 9 minutes. And we've got some interesting topics to talk about. If you want to get involved in the conversation, please make your comments, and we will talk about them as we get ready for just a tremendous day. You have social media down in Australia taking a beating. You also have a grandpa going back to the NFL. And on the National Day calendar for National Days, take some lint off the microphone, the Dewey Decimal System. Learned about it back in elementary school. This is how we find our books. Where is the book? What's the title? What's the Dewey Decimal System number? You go to the card catalog, find your card. You see the number for the book and the author that you want to look up or read about. And you go over and you had the number. And you just walked over to Dewey Decimal, found it, boom, take it off the shelf. You're good to go. Basically, computers before computers. But you had to use your brain as a computer, or actually the card catalog in the Dewey Decimal System or the computer. You just needed your brain to figure out the numbers. 1851, Melville Dewey was born on this date, December 10th. So that's why we have the Dewey Decimal Day today. He lived from 1851 to 1931. And in 1876, basically the Dewey Decimal System took over in the library. So congratulations to Mr. Dewey and all that he accomplished. Now, this is a day that Jeff Exline could get after. He's usually the host for Beer Fest in Wheeling. And today is National Lager Day. And lager, beer, whatever you want to call it, third most popular beverage after water and tea. Water and tea, not coffee. I'm surprised. Coffee is not in the top three. But it is tea, water, or it's actually water and tea, and then apparently lager. And so, somebody said, you celebrate making a home brew. You want to do that with lager? Forget the home brew. They have people who make it already. Just go and get some. But National Lager Day. So if you're a fan of lager, today's your day to celebrate, raise a glass, maybe toast Melville Dewey and his Dewey Decimal System. Somebody that we would always toast is Mike Biasi, the owner-operator of Valley Converting in T-Town, Toronto, Ohio. It is the Gem City, and they will take your paper products and recycle them, giving them new life. If you bring them enough paper, they will give you paper back.
Every piece of paper has a story. What if that story didn't end when you were done with it?
At Valley Converting, we turn your old paper products into recycled paperboard, continuing the story.
Locally owned and operated in Toronto, Ohio, bringing your paper to Valley Converting isn't just about recycling.
It's about supporting a cleaner, greener future for all of us.
We are here 5 days a week to help you make some green by going green.
And remember,
recycle for your future.
Thank you to Mike and the crew in Toronto, Ohio, the Gem City, T-Town, as they say. It's the home of Valley Converting, and they will take care of your paper products, give them a new life. And if you want to make comments, please don't be bashful. Go ahead, make some comments, chime in. We talked about the Dewey Decimal System, the National Lager Day, the third most popular beverage in the world behind water and tea. I thought coffee would be in there, but it's not. But now a couple of things that are, I just found a little interesting. Well, one yesterday, when we started to hear about it and the news started to get out, Mike Tomlin was asked about it, about Phillip Rivers going back to the National Football League at the age of 44. Phillip Rivers, 10 kids, 1 grandkid. I was told today, Jamie Baker gave me a little bit of information, a little slice of information, a little slice of knowledge. She said that his grandchild is older than his youngest child. So 10 kids, he's 44 years old. And a Hall of Fame quarterback. He is, if he's not first ballot, he's a guy that is definitely going to get in at some point. Great player for the San Diego Chargers and, of course, the Indianapolis Colts. He played for them as well. And apparently real big relationship between the head coach and Phillip Rivers. But we'll get to that in just a little bit. But right now, let's talk about Australia. Are they getting it right in Australia? Basically, in the United States, everybody's trying to find a way to help teenagers, children, parents, schools, teachers, everybody figure out how to best use social media with a younger crowd. So, teenagers and kids, it used to be what is the age of, what's the best age to let your children get on social media? And that seems to coincide with when do you let them have a phone? Because once they have a phone and they can get on the phone, they're probably going to get on social media. So then how much do you, as a parent, put on your kids, allow them to do on the phone? Well, in the United States, we've gotten to the point where lawmakers have said, you know what, we're not going to have schools in class. We're not going to have schools, allowing the kids to be on their phones during class. We're just going to take them away, give them back at the end of the class, whatever the case may be, because they're too distracting. Well, Australia said, you know what? Forget that. If you're under 16, you don't get to be on social media. And the social media, and a lot of people are up in arms saying it's freedom of speech, and they don't believe in this. We had a story on this morning, and one of the teenagers that they interviewed made a good point. He goes, "This is modern. This is now. This is how we communicate. This is how we are attached to the world." And I totally agree with that. It really is a thing. Now, I remember my son and daughter, I believe it was right about 13 years old, let them get a phone. And at first that was mainly to be, hey, you need to pick me up, practice is over, or we're going to go here or there, just to keep in contact. But then it went hand in hand with social media. Hey, I want to get on Instagram, or I want to get on Twitter, or whatever the case may be. So, that's another hurdle that you have as a parent. Well, in Australia, they've taken the hurdles away. They just said, you're under 16, no social media for you. You can have a phone, make your calls. What do you think? Good idea, bad idea? I get it to some extent, but at the other point is what the teenager from Australia said. This is how we communicate with the world. This is how we stay connected. So, and apparently the social media, all the big wigs, all the, TikTok and X and Snapchat and Instagram and all those things, they're going to put in age restriction policies, so you'll know right away if the person's too young or not. I don't know how you necessarily police that through and through, but they're going to try it. We'll see how the landowner does with that. But I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm not sure I would restrict that. The phones in the classroom, I completely agree with that. You're in class, focus on what you're doing in class. Some people might say, well, I use my phone to get information. I can go and look. Well, great. You can do that at home. You can do that when you're in study hall. But when you're in class, unless the teacher, professor, whatever, if they tell you it's okay to be on it, to look up information, okay, great, be on it and do your thing. But I can understand not having them in class. But the social media thing, if you get your kid a phone and, social media is out there, it is how they connect. And, there are problems with it. Some people can't handle it. They go about things the wrong way. Some kids can't handle that. They can't handle that they might get negativity on social media, or they might be influenced in the wrong direction with social media. So a lot of things to think about. But Australia has taken all of the thinking out of it. If you're under the age of 16, you do not get to have social media. So what do you think about that? It's interesting. All right, we're going to wrap up today with Phill-Up Rivers. As I mentioned before, he is a 44-year-old grandfather of 1. He's a father of 10. And he is basically, he's in essence a Hall of Famer that is coming back to play in the National Football League for the Indianapolis Colts. Colts just lost their starting quarterback, Daniel Jones, to a torn Achilles tendon. And then Riley Leonard, the quarterback out of Notre Dame, he was the backup. His knee apparently is injured. How injured it is, I don't know. But if I was Riley Leonard, I would be doing everything I could to be on the field. But Phill-Up Rivers is coming in. He knows the offense better than anyone. Apparently, the head coach and Phill-Up Rivers know this offense inside and out, so there won't be any learning curve for him. He can come in and run that offense right away. Now, the question is, can he still take a hit? Because he is going to get hit. Can he still throw the ball with the velocity he needs to? Obviously, these are all things that are going to be checked out by the Baltimore Colts. That's how old I am. The Indianapolis Colts, and they are going to make a determination. It looks like he's going to be signed to the practice squad, and he will have an opportunity to work out with the practice squad. They're going to be able to see his velocity. I don't think Phillip Rivers would put himself in this situation if he didn't think he could still do it. So the thing is, I think he could probably still throw. And for a lot of players, sometimes you get away from the game a little bit. You get to heal up because these guys are beat up basically year in, year out. Maybe he's gone out, he's throwing the ball, and he says, I can still sling it, but haven't been hit for about 4 years now, 5 years. You take that first shot, are you going to be able to hand it? I mean, Phillip Rivers is as tough as they come, but after a while, you get a little older, you get a little gun shy maybe to step up in the pocket and stand in and make that throw. Phillip Rivers, he is not somebody that I think would not be willing to make that throw or not be willing to step up in the pocket. The question is, after he gets hit, is he going to be able to get up off the ground and get going? Or we played Sunday, took a lot of hits. Can he get to the next Sunday to play and play effectively? Because the one thing Jerome Bettis used to tell me when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers at the end of his career, and we did a Jerome Bettis show on WPXI up in Pittsburgh, we'd have conversations on and off camera. And one of the things he talked about was on Sunday, he played a game on Sunday when he was a rookie or his first 2 or 3 years in the league. He goes, Wednesday, I'm ready for practice. I'm feeling good. He goes, but I'm 21, 22, 23 years old. It's that you feel good. You want to be back. You're on the practice field on Wednesday. You go through the whole week. You go and you play the game. He goes, every year that went by got a little harder to be ready on Wednesday. So by the time the end of his career came, he goes, Thursday you could get through practice. You start to feel better on Friday. And then Saturday you finally felt good enough where you're going to be able to go out and play the game. So Phillip Rivers hasn't played the game in 4 or 5 years now. Is he going to be able to do that? We'll have to wait and see. But if he can play the game, it's going to be a benefit to the Indianapolis Colts, because if he can play, he knows that offense, and they still have a shot at reaching the playoffs. But I'd give Riley Leonard a shot first, have Phillip Rivers coach him up, and go from there. But he's not coming back with the expectation that he's not going to have a chance. MJ checking in, and here I agree with you. 4 years out of football at that age, I feel sorry for his body. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a hit or two that we'll find out. But I'll tell you what, Phillip Rivers is tough as just about anybody. So we will see what happens with Phillip Rivers. Carol checking in. Enjoyed your update. Thank you very much, Carol. Greatly appreciate it. Hopefully everybody's having a great day around the Ohio Valley right now. So that's a look at, one of the interesting stories. And it was so interesting that yesterday at his press conference, Mike Tomlin, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, was asked about it at noon. And he literally was, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Phillip Rivers, what are you talking about? Well, he's going to sign, and they explain. And he goes, I don't have time for that. And it wasn't that. I'm sure he appreciates what Phillip Rivers is doing, but at the same time, he's probably thinking, A, these guys are pulling my leg with this question, and B, what is Phillip Rivers thinking? But I guarantee you, Phillip Rivers has given this some thought. He's probably been working out, throwing the ball, so it'll be interesting. Junior checking in. Wet and cold outside, absolutely, and it's going to get colder as we go. The temperatures are going to get a little bit all over the place, but today some rain, some snow, maybe just a little bit. We'll see. It's a mixed bag, as Jeff said this morning on the morning show. A mixed bag of weather. So when you're driving, make sure you're being careful, because it's going to be cold. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's going to be cold enough where you might get some slick spots on the road. And this morning when I came in, it just looked slick. It really wasn't, but I was driving. I just thought, man, this just looks slippery out here, because there was some water on the roadways and it wasn't, but there was one spot that was pretty good with some ice. So I said, all right, be careful. I'm going to slow down a little bit. So when you're out and about, make sure you're taking care to protect yourself and everybody else. And speaking of that, to wrap things up, Phillip Rivers is hoping that the Indianapolis Colts offensive line, if he does get in the game, will take care of him and take care of everybody else on the offense, because He does. I'm telling you, he's not going to want to get hit. But it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Credit to him for still having the ability to even get a look by the Colts, who are saying, "Yeah, come on in. We'll have you on the practice squad, and maybe you'll be starting within a week or so." So it'll be interesting. MJ, so many young quarterbacks out there. Go get Zach Collaros to play. Zach has had a tremendous career in Canada in the Canadian Football League, multiple-time champion. And the thing is, I'm not sure if Zach at this point in his career, he's in a great situation in Winnipeg. So I don't know if he would want to do that or not. He may want to, but if you're going to make a call to somebody, he'd be somebody I'd call. Absolutely. He can get it done. So it'll be interesting. See how it goes with Grandpa Rivers in the National Football League. So, all right, everybody, thanks for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. I'm actually taking a couple days off. I have to congratulate my daughter. She's going to be graduating from Ohio University this weekend with an education degree. So congratulations to Isabella. So going to be heading out to Athens to see her graduate this weekend. So that'll be exciting and looking forward to that. So I won't be here for the next 2 days. Going to make sure everything's all set, ready to go. So, but congratulations, sir. And thank you again, everybody, for chiming in with your comments. And Valley Converting, can't thank them enough. Have a great day, everybody. Remember the 2 rules: have fun and always try your best.